Alright, so it's October 1st, and as you can tell, I'm back in my old room. I actually had to make a site visit this weekend, or a visit to my community that I spent the majority of my service in, because that's part of my requirement right now. Just making sure that I'm overseeing a couple of projects that get finished up until I get replaced come December by the new volunteers that are coming in. So I'm down here, and I figured I'd make a video because I have a few extra minutes. So, September was bananas. It was just super busy. I had the COS conference, or the close of service conference, that I was telling you all about, and went down there. It was good to see everybody from my cohort for like one final time. Got a bunch of information about people that are leaving, and I had to turn in a bunch of paperwork about the fact that I'm going to be staying an additional year. So like that was super jazzy. In addition to that, it's been pretty busy at work, seeing how it's the close of the fiscal year that was yesterday. And so I had to put together all these things to make sure that budgets were getting approved on time so we could go ahead and move forward with the poultry project that I'm working on with Ring right now. So it's just been a little busy. But in addition to that, the stuff that's really making my heart sing right now is I've been prepping for this year's nutrition in-service training. And I'm super duper excited about it because I think last year the team that I was working with, the volunteers that I was working with, they did a phenomenal job. We had to basically redesign something. We created this IST, or this in-service training, essentially from scratch, with a new goal, new audience that we are targeting, and just really trying to make sure that we were catering to women in rural communities that didn't have a lot of access to outside resources. But what's been super great this year is the volunteers that I get to work with. They've all just brought a very unique skill set to the table, and it's been absolutely exhilarating to work with them. The training this year, what makes it really near and dear and special to me, is the fact that we decided that we were going to move away from doing things that were text heavy. So we got rid of a written pre and post test. We're getting rid of a written survey, and we're moving all of the lessons and everything that we're doing to be 100% visual learning or hands-on learning. And that just makes me so happy to be able to watch these people come together and really create something like nutrition, which is so abstract, and make it something that is 100% tangible and learning through tactile and visual learning approaches. And so I'm just really excited about that. The first training that we have is the Southern one, and it actually starts next week. So this is the last week that we have for prep. Friday, we're going to go ahead and do one final meeting together, meet with all of our translators that are going to be translating the session for us, and then come Monday, it's just go time. And yeah, it's just, I'm really excited about it. I feel really good about it. Something that I've been talking to volunteers about is just how when we work with women, because a lot of the times they don't have formal education, it's not just, there's a certain amount of shame that's felt because they don't have formal education. But even if you like try to give them a pen, or you try to have them like draw something on the ground, they're almost like afraid. They're fearful of doing it. They're intimidated to do so because it's not something that they've really had exposure to. And you'll also notice that a lot of the women don't have that fine motor skill development of actually using a writing utensil and things like that. So it's a very large barrier. And when you invite them to these types of trainings, a lot of times the women are just asking, like, well, like, what's going to be expected of me in terms of, do I need to be able to write? Do I need to be able to read? Is someone going to hand me a pen and expect me to sign my name? And so we observed all those things last year and saw some flaws in how we weren't necessarily catering to the audience that we were trying to get to. And this year, upon review, upon looking over the evaluations that we have from last year, we decided that this is just it's an all or nothing thing, and that this is the direction that we're going to go in. And so it's just been an extreme honor and extreme privilege to be able to work with the volunteers and really put together this training that isn't like any other training that I've personally designed or that I've experienced here in Ghana. And the goal for us is to not only teach content and material to the women that we're working with, but we're also trying to set an example for the volunteers that will be joining the women at this training, to demonstrate to them that it is possible to work with illiterate or non-literate communities. It is possible to provide trainings with content and abstract ideas to individuals that haven't had formal education, and just to really develop and expose this concept of tactile and visual learning. And so it's been keeping me really busy. It's really been forcing us to think outside of the box and be creative, and that's what I really love about this. So we have the Southern training, and if y'all remember from last year when I was talking about it, I said that the socioeconomic status of a lot of people at the Southern one is just much higher than the women that we have a tendency to work with in the more northern regions. But the Southern one is happening next week. Super jazzed about that. And then we actually have a couple weeks off, and in November we're doing the one for the more rural northern communities. And I think that is really going to be the test of looking at the type of training that we've designed. So the goal is to hit the ground running with this one that we just did, and or hit the ground running with the material and the content that we've designed, see how it takes in the South, and if we need to make last minute changes or do anything like that, we go ahead and make those changes and be ready for the northern one. But I'm really excited. I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat because I want to see how this goes. And it feels good to be able to work with people that have been in country for about 2 or more years, and they all have like this same kind of understanding about what it means to teach in a setting that's culturally sensitive, and also what it means to teach abstract content to women that haven't been really exposed to it before. And so yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's been keeping me busy. So those are my big plans for October. Do the Southern one, then I have to finish up some paperwork about the fact that I'll be extending for another year, and then I get to head back north to where I'm now stationed to get some more work done on this poultry project that I'm working on, and then also start some drip lines and leafy green trainings that we're doing to help make dry season gardening more available, because we're coming out of the rainy season and actually starting to enter the harmattan season. A lot of people have been asking me about those pictures that I posted about the flowers. One, I was in the south. We were like in the eastern region close to Volta, which is like they get rain 9 months out of the year, so it's just a lot more lush, a lot more green down there. But so that's where a lot of those pictures are coming from. But we're actually getting ready to enter into the harmattan season, which is the dust season. So this is after the rains already happened. Things are going to start getting really dusty. Things are going to get really dry. Things are going to die. And so now we really we're amping up to start talking about dry season gardening and irrigation and things like that. So that's also going to be like a big thing to start tackling, but it's all positive, all good. I'm really looking forward to it. And so anyway, I hope everybody is well. It's October, so Halloween, cool. And yeah, that's about it. But I'll come in with an update in November to let everybody know how the southern one went and see how the northern one goes. Super jazzed about it. Wish me luck. Hope everybody's well. And I'll be home in December. Alright, talk to everyone soon. Bye.